There's a lot of conflicting information out there about adopting an adult. So if you are in Nebraska and you're considering adopting an adult, stick around because in this video, I'm going to talk about adult adoption and the different ways that you can actually do adult adoption. Now, before we get into the video, be sure to subscribe to my channel and like this video. And just so you know, this is the place to be if you want to learn about all things adoption, guardianships, and estate planning. Now, if you are in Nebraska and you are thinking about adopting an adult, there's a link below where you can click on right now to schedule a free consultation so we can speak with you more about that. All right, so what is an adult adoption? An adult adoption is when you're adopting an adult, whether they're related to you or they're not related to you. And so there's really two different types of adult adoption. The first one I'm going to cover is the step-parent adult adoption. Now, in a lot of blended families, sometimes the biological parents are on good terms. And so the step-parent never really has to step in to adopt that stepchild, and which is great. So that means that that child is well loved by all the families. But sometimes, you have a biological parent who is completely absent. They've abandoned the child. They don't want to have anything to do with the child, which is really, really sad and unfortunate. And so in those situations, sometimes the step parent steps in and they become that, parent that child has needed, that's missing. And so to all those step parents out there who are doing that, I just say kudos to you. Thank you for all of your hard work and dedication. But anyway, in those situations, some families decide to wait until the child is old enough to actually say, hey, stepdad, stepmom, or bonus dad, bonus mom, I'd really love for you to adopt me. That's the situation that we find a lot in Nebraska, where the child who's now 19 is saying, I want you to adopt me, which is so, so beautiful. So that is one of the ways that you can adopt an adult. So if your stepchild has grown up, they're now 19 and they're telling you, I want you to adopt me, you can absolutely do that in Nebraska, okay? Now, there's a lot of conflicting information on the internet for some reason about adult adoption, and there's some shady stuff out there too about adult adoption, but this is one of the most common ways that adults get adopted in Nebraska is by step parents. Now, it doesn't have to mean like right at 19 you do an adult adoption. I mean, I've done adult adoptions for adults who were 25, 35, 45, already had their own family with their own children, but they wanted that closure. They wanted their step parent to know, like, you've always been my dad or you've always been my mom, and I want to make this legal. And it's just so beautiful. So that's one of the ways that you can adopt an adult in Nebraska. The second way that you can adopt an adult in Nebraska is in a situation where maybe, your child in high school had a friend and that friend was always living with you guys maybe, or their family situation was kind of rocky and you've been kind of like a mentor to them, maybe like a second parent, like they've stayed with you a lot, you know them really well, and maybe now that child is an adult and they no longer live with their parents and you've been kind of that support, you've been kind of like that second parent for them, and now they're older and they're an adult now and they want you to adopt them. So you're not related to them, but you've been like a father figure or mother figure to them for a very long time, and you never even thought about adoption, but maybe they brought it up and they're saying, gosh, like, you've been here, you've been my support, my parents, I don't know what happened to their parents, but their parents haven't been around and you've been like one of their main supports, and now they want to do an adoption. That's another way that you can adopt an adult who is not related to you. And so in that situation, what the law requires is that you've established a parent-child relationship with them at least 6 months before they turned 19, okay? Because we need to prove that you guys have had a bonding relationship, a parent-child relationship for a while now. And so it makes sense now that they want to adopt you, okay? So that's the second way. Again, it doesn't have to be a 19-year-old or 21-year-old. It can be a 35-year-old where you've just always been there for them and you've been like their mom or their dad, their second mom or their second dad. And so it's a way, again, to legalize that relationship that's always been there, okay? So those are the two most common ways to adopt an adult, especially here in Nebraska. So that is adult adoption, and those are the two most common ways that you can adopt an adult in Nebraska. Now, just a quick reminder, if you are a family in Nebraska and you are thinking about adopting an adult in your life, there's a link below in the description box that you can click on to schedule a free consultation with my law office, all right? Now, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share this with your friends, all right? Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.